So, this is not supposed to be any dramatic Facebook Live or anything. It's just that tomorrow is World Suicide uh, Prevention Day, if I'm not mistaken. And I just wanted to share my 5 cents. I think that it's important that we talk about suicide, that we talk about suicide more openly and more often. I think many of us, doesn't matter what race we are, it doesn't matter which cultural backgrounds we come from, it doesn't matter what religion we practice or if we practice a religion. I think everybody knows someone or knows of someone who has been affected by loss due to suicide. I personally have lost a friend, colleague, and there are always all those questions that people ask themselves after someone commits suicide. Did I do enough? Did I miss the signs? Um, and I don't think, I'm not a medical professional, but I don't think there's a simple answer to to those questions. What I do think, however, is that we should allow people to be, in the sense that if someone has depression and um, they are going through some tough times, then be there for them, as in let them know you care, let them know that you will listen, but don't try to make them, don't try to fix them, basically. And there's been a lot of debate recently around the characters of Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin's friends, and EO, people say, is the one who has depression. Ironically, EO was always my favorite character, and I happen to have depression. But if you look at how EO um, is handled by his friends, nobody tells him, EO, stop being grumpy, really. Maybe in the new movie, I haven't seen it. Anyway, nobody tells EO to change the way he is. Nobody tells EO to start smiling more. They just accept him and let him be grumpy, or let him be a Debbie Downer in the circle of friends, and they let him be. And I think that's what one needs to do with people who have depression, is to let them be the way they choose to be, because very often just having coming out to a function is a big challenge and a big journey. And then when it comes to suicide, and what happens when somebody in your community commits suicide, and I think one of the worst things that people can start doing is debating the person's faith and speaking about all the things this person did wrong, or trying to accredit what they did to drugs or abuse. Or the bottom line is that when someone commits suicide, it means that things have become so bad for them in their minds that there is no reason to live. A lot of people, for example, would say that suicide is coward. Um, it takes a lot of guts actually to go through with it. I personally have never tried to commit suicide. I've never contemplated it, but I know many people who have. And trust me, it's not an easy thing. I've sat as a journalist through a court case where a person had murdered his wife and had tried multiple times to commit suicide and failed. Um, so yeah, it's not easy for the person who does it. I'm not defending people who take their own lives, um, but I think also we need to show some compassion. Um, I know that in most religions, including Islam, suicide is considered a mortal sin, and I respect that. But I think that we need to start looking at what have we done as a community, as a people, as fellow human beings, to try and prevent this, to try and make sure that people feel that they can be themselves, whether the person is um, an atheist, whether they are Muslim, whether they are straight, whether they are homosexual, whether they have a mental illness or not, whether they are fat or thin. all those things, we need to learn to accept people for who they are so that people don't feel as if they do not belong within the society and within this world. And I think that will go a long way in helping to prevent people from feeling that they need to remove themselves from the equation of the world. And I really hope that we continue to hashtag break the stigma around mental illness. I know what I've said is maybe not very wow, aha momentish, but I believe that sharing the message, spreading the word, it's all part of creating a better society where people with different mental illnesses can live in peace and be embraced, and where people who are ill informed can stop trying to fix people and rather learn to embrace them with their illness. Okay, have a good day, everybody. Bye.